There was a morning, 66 million years ago, when the sun rose over a planet that did not know your name, a planet that had never heard a human voice, never felt a human footstep, never been given a name by anything alive on it. It simply existed, breathing, turning, alive in a way that makes everything that came after it feel small. The forests were not forests, the way you know forests. They were cathedrals, ancient beyond anything you have ever stood inside. Trees that had been growing since before your continent was where it is today. Ferns that carpeted the ground in waves of green, so deep, so old, that the color itself felt like it had always existed. And through it all, movement, not human movement, something older, something heavier, something that made the ground remember it had been touched. This was Earth. 66 million years ago, on the last morning, it would ever look like this. Close your eyes for a moment. Forget everything you have ever known. Forget the cities. Forget the roads. Forget the noise. Now open them. You are standing in what will one day be called Montana. But Montana does not exist yet. Nothing, you know, exists yet. What exists is this: a floodplain stretching to every horizon. Rivers moving slowly through ancient sediment. The air warm and thick. Not unpleasant, just different. The smell of wet earth and growing things. And something else. Something animal. Something large. Something close. And then you hear it. Not a sound you have a word for. Not something you have a category for. A sound that comes from the ground before it comes from the air. A vibration that moves through the soles of feet before it reaches ears. And then, through the tree line, it appears. A triceratops. Not the skeleton in the museum. Not the illustration in the book. The living thing. Skin like weathered leather. The color of the earth it walks on. 3 horns catching the morning light. A frill that flushes, slightly pink, as it senses something in the air. It is not afraid. It has never had reason to be afraid of anything that walks on 2 legs. Nothing that walks on 2 legs has ever existed here. It lowers its head, continues eating. The ground remembers every step it takes. This is Tuesday morning. On the last week, this planet will ever have a triceratops in it. And it does not know. It simply eats the way it ate yesterday, the way it ate for the last 3 million years. Because that is what the world had always been. And that is what the world would always be, until it wasn't. Further south, where the trees thin and the plains open, something else moves. You feel it before you see it. A different vibration, a different weight, a different intention in how the ground receives each footfall. A Tyrannosaurus rex, female, 12 meters long, 8 tons of muscle and instinct, and 65 million years of evolutionary perfection. She is not hunting right now. She is walking, moving through her territory, the way she moves, through it every morning, unhurried, certain, the apex predator of the most biodiverse terrestrial ecosystem this planet has ever produced. She has no rivals. She has no fears. She has never encountered a single thing on this planet that made her feel small. She does not know that 66 million years from now, a small creature will dig her bones from the ground and put them in a glass case and charge money to look at them. She is alive right now. She is the most alive thing on this planet right now. And she has one more day. While she walks 65 million kilometers away, something is moving. It has been moving for millions of years. It does not have a destination. It does not have an intention. It is simply a rock. A rock, 11 kilometers wide, roughly the size of Mount Everest, moving through space at 20 kilometers per second, 72,000 kilometers per hour. It has crossed the asteroid belt. It has passed Jupiter. It has traveled further than any human spacecraft has ever traveled. And it is still going. It does not know what is in its path. It does not know that in its path is a planet full of creatures that have been alive for 165 million years. It is just a rock, moving the way rocks move, in space, without thought, without feeling, without mercy. And it is getting closer, back on Earth, in the skies above, the Western Interior Seaway. Pterosaurs ride the thermals. Quetzalcoatlus, wingspan of 10 meters, the largest flying creature this planet has ever produced. From above, it sees everything. The floodplains, the rivers, the forests, the creatures moving. Through them, it sees the Triceratops, it sees the Rex, it sees a world so full of life that from up here, at this altitude, in this light, it looks like the only world that could ever exist. It does not see what is coming. Nothing does, because what is coming is still in space, still 66 million kilometers away, still just a rock, still 20 kilometers per second, still getting closer, every second of every minute of every hour of the last day. The sun begins to set over the last full day the dinosaurs will ever have, and it is beautiful. This is the part that breaks something in the chest. The last evening is beautiful. The sky over the western interior seaway turns amber and rose, the way skies always turn, amber and rose. When the sun goes down over water, the pterosaurs begin their descent toward the cliffs, where they roost. The Triceratops moves toward water. The Rex finds the place in the forest, where she always sleeps, a clearing wide enough for her body, sheltered enough to feel safe. She is not afraid. She has never been afraid. She lies down. The forest settles into the specific silence of large animals at rest. The stars appear, the same stars that appear above you tonight, in different positions, because the galaxy has turned in the 66 million years between that night and this one. But the same stars, the same light, traveling the same impossible distances to fall on a planet that is about to change so completely that nothing alive on it tonight will be alive in 1,000 years. Somewhere above the atmosphere, the rock is visible now, not from the ground. Nothing on the ground has eyes that can see it, but from space, from the distance of another world, it is there, a point of light, getting larger, moving toward a blue planet with green continents and warm oceans and 350 million years of complex life on its surface, moving at 20 kilometers per second. The T-Rex sleeps, the Triceratops drinks, the pterosaurs fold their wings. The planet turns slowly toward morning, toward the last morning, toward 66 million years ago. Plus 1 day, the rock gets closer. The night passes, the way nights have always passed on this planet. Slowly, beautifully, without knowing what the morning holds. Dawn, the last dawn, the sky lightens over the Gulf of Mexico, the way it has lightened every morning for 165 million years. Pink first, then gold, then the full white light of a star, 93 million miles away, falling on a planet that is still, for a few more hours, exactly what it has always been. The dinosaurs wake, the way they always wake, no different from yesterday. No sense of what is coming, no instinct firing, no alarm in any nervous system on this planet. That today is not like other days, because until it happens, it is exactly like other days. The Rex rises, shakes the night from her body, begins to walk. The Triceratops is already moving through the morning mist. On the floodplain, in the shallow waters of the inland sea, mosasaurs break the surface, ancient, perfect, unchanged for millions of years. In the forests, the first birds, the ones that will survive, the ones that carry the dinosaur line into the future, begin to sing. The morning is alive, completely, overwhelmingly, beautifully alive. And then, someone on this planet who had eyes sharp enough would have seen it. A streak of light in the morning sky, not a meteor, not a shooting star, something larger, something that did not burn up and disappear the way shooting stars burn up and disappear, something that kept coming, brighter, larger, faster. The pterosaurs in the sky saw it first. They banked away instinctively, but there was nowhere to bank to. It covered the entire sky for a fraction of a second that lasted long enough for something like awareness to register it. The sky was not the sky. The sky was rock, 11 kilometers of rock, moving at 20 kilometers per second. And then it hit. The Yucatan Peninsula The Gulf of Mexico, 66,038,000 years ago, 11:52 a.m. local time. The asteroid enters the atmosphere so fast that the air in front of it cannot move out of the way. It compresses, superheats. The rock is surrounded by plasma, hotter than the surface of the sun. Before it even touches the ground, it does not slow down. It does not fragment. It hits the shallow waters of what will one day be the Gulf of Mexico. At full velocity, in the first second, a crater begins to form, 180 kilometers wide. In the first minute, the impact releases more energy than all the nuclear weapons ever built, detonated simultaneously 1 billion times. The ground does not shake. The ground moves. A shockwave travels through the Earth's crust at the speed of sound. In rock, it reaches the other side of the planet in 22 minutes. Everything within 1,000 kilometers of the impact, everything is gone in the first minutes. Not burned, not crushed, gone, vaporized by temperatures that have no comparison. In the natural world, the T-Rex is 3,000 kilometers away. She feels the ground move, unlike anything she has ever felt. She does not run. Where would she run? The shockwave passes through her. She staggers, regains her footing, looks around. Everything is wrong, and she has no framework for wrong. She has never experienced wrong. She has only experienced the world, and the world is shaking. Above her, the sky is changing. The ejecta, billions of tons of vaporized rock launched into the upper atmosphere by the impact, is beginning to fall back. Not here, everywhere. Every piece of rock launched into space by the impact comes back down as a meteor, billions of them heating the atmosphere as they fall. The sky begins to glow, not from fire on the ground, from above. The atmosphere itself is heating. The temperature at ground level begins to rise, not gradually, rapidly. Within hours of the impact, the global temperature is high enough to ignite forests spontaneously, not from flames spreading from the heat of the sky. The last forests of the Cretaceous do not burn from below. They burn from above, lit by a sky that is hotter than an oven. The T-Rex does not understand fire. She has never seen a fire large enough to threaten her. She has never seen a sky that burns. She runs for the first time in her life. She runs from something. She does not know what she is running from. She runs anyway, the way all living things run. When the world stops making sense, she runs until she cannot run anymore. And then she stops, and the world keeps burning around her. The fire is not the end. The fire is the beginning of the end. Because after the fire comes the darkness, the billions of tons of ash and soot from burning forests combined with the sulfur from the vaporized rock combined with the dust still settling from the impact ejecta rises into the upper atmosphere and stays there, a blanket around the entire planet, blocking the sun, not for days, not for weeks, for years. The temperature that killed so many in the first hours now reverses. The planet cools rapidly, dramatically. The plants that survived the fire now face something worse. No sunlight, no photosynthesis. The food chain that has supported 350 million years of complex life collapses from the bottom. The herbivores starve first. Without plants, without the vast quantities of plant matter that bodies the size of buses require every day, the great herbivores begin to die slowly. Over months, over years, the carnivores last longer. There is still meat. For a while, the Rex is still alive. Weeks after the impact, moving through a world she no longer recognizes. The forests are gone. The plains are ash. The sky is the color of nothing. A gray ceiling that does not lift, does not change, does not let through the light that everything alive needs to survive. She is hungry, hungrier than she has ever been. She finds less every day. She moves further. She finds less still. She does not give up. She has never given up. She has never had a reason to give up. She searches the way she has always searched. With everything she has, with every sense evolution gave her, With the full force of 65 million years of survival instinct, it is not enough. Nothing is enough. Because this is not a problem that survival instinct can solve. This is not a predator. She can outrun, not a rival. She can defeat. This is the sky. This is the sun being taken away. This is the bottom of the food chain, collapsing, and everything above it following one by one, species by species, day by day, until the day that she too lies down in the gray ash of a world that was once the most alive place in the universe and does not get up again. 75% of all species on Earth were gone within 1,000 years of that morning. 75%, the most successful large animals in the history of life, gone. The most biodiverse terrestrial ecosystem this planet has ever produced, gone. 165 million years of evolutionary history, gone in 1,000 years. Which is nothing, which is less than nothing in geological time. A single grain of sand on a beach that stretches to the horizon. And yet, not everything died. The small things survived. The things that could hide underground. The things that could eat seeds when there were no more leaves. The things that could survive on almost nothing, for almost no reason, except that they were small enough to need almost nothing. Among them, small, frightened, mostly nocturnal creatures, mammals living in the shadow of giants for 100 million years, never dominant, never powerful, always hiding, always waiting for a world that had no room for them. To make room, the asteroid made room in the ash and the darkness and the silence of the world after. The mammals came out of their burrows, looked at a planet that no longer belonged to the creatures that had ruled it, and began to inherit it. 66 million years later, one of those mammals is watching this video. You are the inheritor of that morning. You exist because an 11-kilometer rock hit the Yucatan Peninsula at 20 kilometers per second 66 million years ago. Everything that makes you who you are, every ancestor, every evolutionary branch, every adaptation that eventually produced a creature that could build cities and write music and fall in love and watch documentaries about the world it came from. All of it traces back to a small frightened mammal hiding underground while the sky burned. You are the child of the survivors. You are what the darkness eventually produced. And somewhere in the rock layers of Montana and Wyoming and the Yucatan, the Rex is still there, still perfectly preserved in the stone that received her 66 million years ago. Still the most magnificent predator this planet has ever made, waiting for the next creature, curious enough to dig her up and try to understand the world she came from, the world that made you possible. By ending, if this video made you feel something, subscribe to EonVaultTV, because this is what we do here. We don't count years, we don't list facts, we go back, we stand in those forests, we feel that ground move, we watch that sky change, and we remember that the world you live in was built on the bones of a world you will never see. Subscribe, because the greatest stories ever told happened before anyone was there to tell them. We're just getting started.